the separate features involved.
Yeah.
But one thing that is very important is that we have around 47K, almost 50K landowners, and more than 300,000, I think around 310,000 registered users, which is amazing. What we all feel and know right now is that just as the crypto winter itself and all the players are basically hibernated, our users are hibernated too, because they are part of an ecosystem which is in the middle, hopefully in the, let's say, last third of a bear market. I don't want to make assumptions there and guesses. But you have to know that even though we are part of this ecosystem, what we've built so far, the platform itself, with the features, with the utility, with the landowners, with the registered users, with the social followers, this is not the most valuable at this time. It's just there. This is valuable when liquidity starts pouring into the market and the new bull run comes. And the new bull run always comes. We know that because it's simply mathematics.
I mean, that's what you do in winter, right? You just basically start getting your energy back and resting and making sure that you have everything in order. So when spring comes back, you can go out and start sowing seeds and do all the work. That's basically what winter is about.
And what is very important, that everything that we've put together and every single registered user will be very, very existential and very, very important when the new market cycle comes, because it's there. And this is the foundation on which we can build on the next bull run.
Yeah.
Because we don't have to start from scratch. We already have these 2 years of input. By that time, probably around 2.5 years of input. And all of these users who will be active again. I mean, of course, I know usually we go to Discord. We don't really interact because we can see the sentiment itself. It doesn't really have our added value in there, but we do follow things, everything. And we know what's happening around the house. And what we know is that people on the bull market will be activated. That's for sure. And when we start up from this foundation, that's gonna be limitless.
It's not.
Oh no, I didn't want to say it. I didn't say it because of that part.
You didn't.
Yeah, I didn't.
So, and I would say that as Gabor said, we follow everything that happens on Discord, and yeah, I get the sentiment. I understand the sentiment, and you know, from this vantage point where we're at, it certainly looks different because we know what's happening with most of the other projects. And I can tell you that 9 times out of 10, when somebody came to me and said, yeah, but there is that other project that's doing really well and they have a lot of trading volume and they are all the different sorts of growth. And then I'm like, okay, let's just wait for like 3 to 6 months. And then in 3 to 6 months, they all came back and said, yeah, it was a scam. It was wash trading. It was a rug pull. Because here's the thing, building something valuable takes time, especially It even takes time if you're a big project with loads of capital and all the working features from the get-go when the bear market hits. It even takes a bit longer when you need to be innovative, when you need to think outside the box, when you need to just have genuine ideas, because you cannot just go after the incumbents. You basically need to be very like out of the box, very creative. And we chose a market to disrupt with Next Earth. This, I think, probably the hardest one to crack, because when people came out and started talking about the metaverse, everybody was going nuts about VR. And what did we say in the very beginning? Probably right from when we launched the token, we were talking about, guys, the VR thing is probably a mistake. The market will realize that. And look at Zuck. He's struggling with selling his VR goggles. Yeah, because it's just not that, like, it's not that simple. VR is an intrusive technology. And when people started building metaverse stuff, they quickly realized that, hold on a second, the whole economic and business layer, it just doesn't exist.
I couldn't have said better.
Yeah.
So what we need is patience and joint effort to
Build
have unity and put things together.
and build it.
All right. Let's bring on the second slide, please, guys. So obviously we kind of touched it already.
Yeah.
We do have to talk about the market circumstances because this is not just a simple project on Web 2 that is...
I mean, let's be clear, even Web 2 is fucked right now.
Yeah, even that right now. But I mean, just look around Web 3. It's been like almost a 1.5 year long bear market with demolished huge billion-dollar projects like the Terra ecosystem, the FTX scandal. Even SEC is after everybody right now, stable coins.
The SEC is basically a couple months away from suing the entire US government.
Yeah. The bank system breakdown we had with the Silicon Valley Bank, with which was our signature bank, right?
Yeah, it was
our signature bank, but which was the name?
Signature Bank, the Silicon Valley Bank.
Yeah. Okay, so we see that this is not just like a metaverse kind of like hype and anti-hype. This is a whole market sentiment. Okay, so we have to know that
Don't forget Credit Suisse.
This is part of Web3. We have to live with that. The most important thing is to survive the bear market and be ready for the bull market. And obviously, I don't want to go into guesses, but we all know that towards the end of the first half of 2024 is going to be the Bitcoin halving, and there wasn't really drastically longer bear market than 2 years time, and we're already in 1.5 years. So, I mean, yeah, these are facts. Like, we don't know the future, but we all know, looking back at a bull market when it was. Which time is when you all want to go back and like, oh, if I were there. Like, guys, you are all here, especially the ones watching or watching after the live.
I mean, I know I already said this a couple times, but when I started in crypto, ETH was $20, right? That was the end of the bear market. That was the beginning of the bull market, 2016. And then 2018, 2019, we went back into a bear market, right? So we shot up to what ETH shot up to $1,900 and then went back to 190 or 180.
That's what you call market volatility?
Yeah, so it's like, how are you expecting 1,000x upwards if you cannot deal with the rest of it? And that's just what happens. And I can tell you, this is my 7th year in crypto. All of this has happened before, and all of this will happen again.
Yeah. Obviously, next time we will be more ready as a business.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we just started when the whole thing started.
That's for sure. Obviously, we have to also not just focus on the main crypto market, but also on the metaverse segment. I mean, more hyped metaverse projects going bankrupt, dropping close to zero. Even the largest ones. I mean, just look at Sandbox from its all-time high. It's down like, I don't know, 98.6 or something, 8%. And I don't want to touch on the prices anymore because, I mean, if somebody knows why it's valuable, we are not here to convince anybody why it's valuable or not. It's like, it's not our job to do. It's do your due diligence, guys.
Yeah.
But what is very important is that Metaverse and Web3, at the moment, we can honestly tell you, it's not sexy on the market. Companies simply don't want it. I mean, I remember when the biggest US companies, one from Hollywood, for example, was like, okay, we want to go into the Metaverse, but what is the Metaverse and what can we do with it, right? That's how hypes work. And what we have to do is be ready for the next hype. When somebody comes asking, then we can tell them the answer. And
it's basically the market. The market is trying to time this, right? 2021, early 2022. Most large corporations ask this question: what can we do in the metaverse? And then the entire industry went away to sleep. And then when the whole cycle comes back again, we will have answers.
Yep.
Because they will come back asking the same questions. Hey guys, you haven't answered this question in the last 3 years. What you can do now?
I think we can give them an answer with the third slide we have.
Oh yeah.
So, do we have the third slide on? Okay. Because we want to talk about, obviously, the upcoming months of next Earth. Because probably all of you are more interested in the upcoming months of next Earth than how shitty the market is and what we have achieved in the past 2 years, because that's known by basically everybody who's listening to us now.
Yeah.
So, let's put it that way. We swiftly moved to AI. And
Well, pretty swiftly.
we will supercharge next Earth with the Prom Master and with AI technologies. And while Web3 projects find closed doors, the AI projects are basically banging on open doors. That's true for every single company we have met in the last 3 to 5 months.
And that's crazy. Like the moment you start having those conversations with people about AI, and you don't, there are two things that happen. One, there is absolutely zero question about the fact that what's it good for, right? Yeah. Nobody wonders question. Because it's so clear. It gives back time to people, and that's it. And you either control AI or AI controls you. It's just that simple, right? And then we start having that conversation because people want their time back. And the moment we start talking about in board meetings, in management meetings, in with marketing departments, with large organizations, small organizations, solopreneurs, anybody, the moment we have that conversation, they start trusting us.
Yep.
And do you know what's the second question they always ask? What else can we do with tech?
Yeah. And obviously at this time, we do not give them the answer you are all waiting for.
Yeah.
We're going to be timing that in the perfect strategy. So we can see that the most can be profited from the companies that we reach. Basically, our strategy right now is to, with Prom Master, which by the way came from Next Earth AI Labs, so it's a Next Earth project basically. With Prom Master, we are going to we are going to companies. We are already doing AI audit with some of the companies. Obviously, you guys don't really know much about it because we didn't really have the time to communicate about it, but one thing for sure that you will see that AI is going to take more and more of the communication over from any type of development we've did, and we'll see how we can supercharge Next Earth itself, how we can have an effect on the development of NEOS, which is going to be a market need type of development, not just we come up with ideas on, okay, what should we create with NEOS, and then the market validates it or not. But first, we have the info from the companies through the AI audits and through all of those discussions on what a company needs, how they can trust us through AI with our expertise, with our expertise. And then when we are in, and we know what they need, then obviously at one point we can introduce them our Web3 knowledge. Nice. Some time travel. Our Web3 knowledge. And then, how is the Web3 knowledge going to be introduced? Through Next Earth, through NEOS. But it's not going to be in a way that we're going to sell them NEOS. It's going to be in a way that we are going to be asking them and showing them basically a menu on what they can use Web3 for. And when we see that they have a validated need, then we are going to be developing that part of NEOS based on what companies are already expecting. But if you want to go forward with a more an easier concept, then we can say that through Prom Master, whoever does the prompt engineer and Prom Master courses, they get a certification.
Yeah.
And that certification right now is simple. PDF, it's for now. It's a Web2 thing.
For now.
But if you put that on Dynamic NFT on Neos, and basically it can be a personal GitHub for anybody who starts using AI at their work or as a freelancer or whatever, then, you know, obviously the Web3 type of advantages can come in. But we are not developing this forward. But we see that we have hundreds or thousands of people, and the market need of the job portals on how they would be using this, what they would be looking at, how they would need this. Obviously, we're going to do the discovery this way. We have the market feedback. We're going to have a project on it and execute basically the dynamic NFT part, which can be then used as a certification and a personal GitHub for AI using people.
There is also something else I want to explain, which is something that I don't think many people here remembers. When we started talking about incorporating and launching businesses in the metaverse, we always talked about how we need to find the entry points, because the entry point is the one thing that every company wanted to understand. But in order to be able to give them the answer on the actual entry point, two things are needed. One, the technology to onboard them, which is something that we're already developing, the business layer, parts of Neos, as we keep building that as the market validates different parts of that and the needs for that. But the other thing is an incredibly thorough and deep understanding of how these businesses operate. And in order to do that, at first what we did last year was just discussing these things with them. Hey, can we come in and do things? And I'm like, yeah, of course, we have a bunch of questions. Can you answer them? Yeah, we can. But then it just feels so far away. So they didn't, it's very hard to start having a conversation with the metaverse, about the metaverse with companies, because you need to understand their business first. And here's the interesting thing. With PromMaster, we're doing the AI audits for companies. And I can tell you, I just spend my morning with a large media organization, and 2.5 hours, most of the editorial team were talking about how they operate on a day-to-day basis. Literally, I asked them, tell me how you spend your workday. When does it start? When does it finish? Tell me what you do. That is the understanding that we gain through all the AI audits. And that understanding, that market knowledge is going to prepare us to give the answers on how companies can join the metaverse when companies ask that question again. And they will ask that question again.
This is not just about how they will join the metaverse, but this is about what type of technology they would prefer from Web3. And when we build Neos, it's not just going to be a metaverse itself, but it's going to be basically an all-in-one business solution for companies based on what they are seeking. And this is the very important, because remember when we started all of this out, we said that this is going to be a business metaverse. This is already a business metaverse, but it's a winter time and we are working in the background. David's and the team has been out on plenty of companies, and the info, the data we see coming in from there, it's a totally obvious win. It only depends on if these companies will be interested in Web3 3 or 4 months later, or 9 or 10 months later. And probably this is not going to be on us. This is going to be on the market circumstances. That is why very important. Our 3 main points today. Whatever we did already, because I mean, that's a value that is important, because that's where we start from.
Yeah.
From today. The second is the market circumstances, because we're still, Nextverse is a Web3 project, so you cannot walk by the fact that the market sentiment weighs on us heavily. But the third one, and the most important, is so you understand that the reason David and I basically disappeared, and the majority of the team, I would say like 90%, turned on to the AI and turned on to PromMaster project itself, because what we see is that that is a side leg through which, by the way, which came from AI Labs, through which we can generate activity into Next Earth later on. And again, this depends on when this comes. Through the token utility, on how the redistribution system works with ProMaster, this is probably going to have an effect in the upcoming weeks or few months. But the real utility, when we can go to companies and basically give consultancy on what technology they can use in Web3, and based on that we can develop. I'm pretty sure that this is going to happen later this year or earliest next year, because when we have that kind of information, we can obviously do these parallel buildings, and we don't want to wait for a 50K plus or 100K plus Bitcoin to do the real work. I mean, when we see that the market sentiment is changing, then we're going to be focusing more on how we can integrate it back into Nexters and into Web3. And this is where you guys come in, because from now on, what we want to do is we want to take the ProMaster communication, the AI communication as a focus to Nexters. So all of you guys can see how that is going to be influencing the project, influencing your participation in the whole project. And believe me when I tell you this, and I think David can also understate that there is a huge amount of possibilities in AI. And open doors all over. It's like it's the most bullish time of Web3. That's how AI can be seen right now, and it's actually also good. So you will be able to see what we are doing. You will be able to follow how you can basically do work to earn, how you yourself can supercharge yourself with AI, how all of this can be funneled into Nexters, how you can have that as ambassador, all of these. This is probably the upcoming weeks and a few months in communication shift and basically operative shift. So. And of course, next to this, when we have the business layer, and on the business layer, you can go out with search engine optimization product. You can go out with software service microservices. Obviously, ProMaster with all of its solutions, with the workshops, with the educational courses, with the AI audit itself, will be there as an offer for all of those companies that you basically can gather into the business layer through Web3, but we can also bring them through AI, so they can be introduced into Web3 when we see that they have this openness. What we can't do is promise when that's gonna happen and how that's gonna happen, but one thing we can promise is that you're gonna have active communication based on what we are doing in AI, so you will be able to see how the supercharges Nexters when it does it and how you can integrate with all of this process.
Not to mention the fact that just the simple thing that I've personally witnessed, the absolutely mind-blowing changes AI, using AI can bring to people, how it can empower people, individuals, small businesses, large businesses. So I just wanted to highlight the fact that if you haven't learned how to use AI, do it.
Yeah,
ASAP.
learn it now. And you can learn it with ProMaster
just
easily
do it ASAP.
and earn money with it. I mean, that's the biggest win. The way we created ProMaster is basically based on the foundations of how we created a bottle of water, please.
A bottle of water?
Thank you.
A bottle of water.
And at this point, I think we can also ask for the cake, because obviously this is a second birthday live. I wouldn't say party, because in dark times, in winter, you don't party, right? It's like...
No.
It's like it's not respectful. Like,
you sleep.
We say what we did already. We say what are the market circumstances, and we are telling you, and we just told you on what we are focusing on and what we are going to be doing in the upcoming weeks or months. You will be able to follow that. If you see that the community is open to these and react positively with assistance, with help, then obviously we are going to be more integrated. And if that can be done, then you're going to be seeing us more and more. And yeah, I think AI is going to have a fast traction and a fast effect if we can prove to the community that this is a valid way. But obviously doing a development, not just throwing out money like obviously we did at a bull market or afterwards the bull market, while we learned how to work efficiently. Doing development on Nexters with active market-based validation, pre-validation, then obviously that is a good strategy to take this forward. Okay. Let's see that cake.
The cake is here.
The cake is
is not a lie.
The cake is not a lie.
Have you played that? It was in Portal.
Okay, what is this?
Hold on a second.
Whoa, how can we
I just
remove that?
I just tried to take it off.
Oh my god. Don't do that.
Okay, take it away. Last year I cut it, so now you cut it. Because
No, you cut it. I can't stand up. I'm in shorts, bro.
not even. All right.
No, by the way, that was just a joke, but it was a good one. No, I'm in shorts, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm in shorts. Oh, that's a nice cut. That's what they used to say in Nip Tuck, right? Okay. Humor guys are back on the track.
Okay.
Let's serve that. I mean, how decentralized and social are we want to
You've
be?
been served.
Like, yeah, okay. This is yours. Okay. Shouldn't we like actually show the cake, because on the top it's it's an extra
how?
second anniversary thing. How can we do that? All right. No. Leave the camera. They're gonna see my shorts.
Depends.
Okay. Whoa. Does that work like that? Give me focus. Oh, it's smelling in my hands. That wasn't a strategic idea. I'm a better strategist guy in business, believe me. Obviously, I won't touch on my last 3 months. Or the discussion we just had. Oh, the birthday part. I want the birthday part. Yeah, thank you very much. Oh, there's the blueberry. Let's steal another one from here. I want that. Oh, where's the coating gun? Be careful with my pants. All right. We're not truly decentralized enough, so we are not going to be able, and we don't really want to cut cake for the guys sitting here in the room. It's only the two of us right now, and our beloved community. Guys, I wish that this strategic shift into AI, what we did in the previous few months, you will be able to see the value in it, and the value it creates, not just for the business, not just for Nexters itself, but overall what it creates. Most importantly for the community, we truly believe that if we can supercharge this with the community, that would like basically blow the hell out of Nexters.
It's like the wheel.
So it's basically, I wouldn't say that it's on you from now on, guys, because we are going to work our ass off as always, and we did behind the scenes. Like this year, how much holiday did you have? How many days?
In the last 2 years?
Last 1 year, like.
Well, I was supposed to go on for like 4 days, but then I worked on that, and then I also went on for 2 more days where I actually didn't work.
I went for 2.5 days with my family, and I'm gonna also go to another 1.5 days. Weekend not included, obviously, but that's all the work days that we put. So I think we're very heavy on this. So we'll see what you're gonna get, what you guys gonna react to. David, are we just gonna eat this cake and say hooray to the guys, and or
maybe the other way around.
Or you want to talk about Prom Master?
Well, first of all, there is a Prom Master Discord server, and sometimes I see a couple people over
popping
there.
Up. That's
popping up. So here's the thing about Prom Master. I very rarely meet people who are not aware of how tectonic of a shift AI brings. And usually when I have conversations with people, it's easy to understand that AI is not just a new piece of technology. It's not just something fancy. It's not a new hype, right? Sure, there is a Dunning-Kruger effect. If you don't know what that is, just Google it. And we are probably at the peak of what's it called, Mount Stupid, where expectations are overblown. But the thing is that it's an assembly line for the human mind. We never ever managed to build machines that can supercharge the human mind. This can easily be a Gutenberg press moment in tech. And that is why the strategic focus, the shift to focus on AI is, because from now on, everything any tech company does will be deeply infused with AI. And even in the next bull run, metaverse companies blowing up with their new developments, the ones that are not familiar with AI will die. Period. The people who start running online businesses, who want to do, even just in crypto, want to do NFTs and tokens and crypto projects, if you have no idea how to use AI, you will die. Period. You either control AI or AI controls you. And hence the focus on teaching people how to control AI and how to be familiar with it, because it's not an easy topic, right? It's deep tech, but you got to understand it, because otherwise you just become, in probably 5 to 10 years, you're going to be one of those people who are typing messages with 2 fingers. Like, you remember that was that music video a couple of years ago when, what was the name of that woman? The lady in that music video who sent a text to Nelly, and she was upset because Nelly wasn't responding, and the camera zoomed in, and she sent the text in an Excel, in Microsoft Excel. Because she thought she was sending a text. Now, anybody who does not learn how to use AI will be like that person in 5 years. So
True.
We want to bring you guys with us to the future. So come along.
And I think with AI and Web3, we are pretty much on the tip of the spear.
Absolutely.
So that's good.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Cool.
I think we said everything we want to say right now. Meet you guys in the socials. Let's supercharge Nexters with AI.
Upwards and onwards.
And bro, give me a for today. Big things coming. Take care, guys.
Take care. That's it.
Happy 2nd birthday.